So, hello everyone. I just wanted to tell you we haven't come to you for a little while, for 3 weeks, because I've been traveling and Susan has been busy. But I'm in Greece right now after a long, incredible 10 days in south of France with Mary Magdalene. And it was just an amazing experience. And then 2 weeks after that in the Greek Isles. And I ended up going to like Santorini and Mykonos and what else? Paros and another little Greek island called Lagistri, which is my favorite one. It's like a very simple island. So, I had an incredible time, but it's time for us to come back to the energy of the week. And I'm going to put Susan on so she can tell us about the energy of Sedona this week. Or
Well, number one, I'm very envious. I would have liked to have been on those Greek islands. Yeah, so it's absolutely been amped up here. Many people are in their own particular cyclones or vortex that's going on. A lot of movement going on, though. People are getting new missions, new assignments. So I watched that happen as well. But boy, it is about as hot and amped and intense as it can be. Even though it's summer and it's hot, there's still a lot of movement and energy going on here. It's these vortexes are really spinning right now.
well, I
That's
have
just say.
everything is spinning here in Europe too, between south of France and going to the Greek Isles. It's just, I feel that the energy is changing a lot all over the world. The weather definitely is changing all over the world. Greece doesn't have the weather that it normally does. We have in actually like a very tropical weather. We have like thunderstorms in the middle of the afternoon every day, like we live in a tropical climate. And there was a big how do you call it? Solar flares. I don't know if you saw that. There was a big thing of solar flares going on. So I think it's really affecting the whole earth. I think all of us, no matter where we are, we're being affected. And also, I noticed that, because in Sedona, pretty much everybody is under the same kind of energy, and we kind of all spiritual, and we all kind of run on the same kind of vibe. I want to say that word. But when you're in Europe and you're outside of Sedona, that vibe is very hard to find that, people like you, like-minded. So for our viewers, that's a pretty average thing, correct? Because they don't live in Sedona, most of them. And in Europe, and I'm sure everybody's been feeling it, it's been really, really crazy of the energy. The energy here, it feels amped up, but it feels like no one is getting it. Like the average person out there, it's still running old patterns, old things. If they're not worked up, if they haven't done any work with themselves, they're still into their parents, into the addictions, into anything that it's really, really intense, but it's more intense. Like, for example, people can start drinking at 9 o'clock in the morning, that's really strange,
Yeah.
for Europe, or whatever their addiction might be. They're doing it in a very amped way. And I've been watching that happening. And everybody's running to get somewhere or to get something. And it doesn't make sense to me when I watch it, I just sit back and watch that energy going on. And I feel like I am just, there to be the observant, not even to be part of it. Not that it's not beautiful, of course, with the weather and the beach, and I got a lot of tan and all that, but it just feels like I need to sit and observe the energy instead of me going into that cycle, that cyclone, actually, because it feels like a cyclone.
It feels like everyone's in their own personal cyclone, and I've just been trying to stay under the radar. Because, and when I do go out into town, is what I call it now, which is 5 minutes away. People that are driving scare me so much, because it's like no one's really present with what's going on, and the drivers are crazy. So that's what's been affecting me. I'm not with all the people that you are, but when I do go out, it's quite noticeable that there's some kind of craziness going on.
So even in Sedona is the same energy, huh?
Hmm. Well, if it is an ascension that's going on, if it is Mother Earth that is ascending as well, it's going to be felt everywhere.
I
And
agree. I
just,
agree.
yeah, so I think it's felt everywhere, and people who are aware of it are trying to embody their higher selves and tap into their mastery. And if you're not, you are in a spin. You're in a spin.
Yeah, that's what I'm noticing. You know, I mean, the side of people are spinning because they're not trying to embody. And I'm not talking the people that are doing their work or my students here or the group that I was with, you know. But if they're not, the average, you know, I don't want to call average, the people that haven't worked with themselves, that's a better word to say.
Right.
They're really, really struggling. It's like they're trying to live like what they lived 10 years ago. It's so bizarre to see that, you know? And it's
No, that's exactly it. It's like, it's that old pattern, it's that old programming that no longer works. It no longer works. But if you don't know where to set up your next residence, then you are in that craziness. It's like, this doesn't work, but I don't know where I'm supposed to be.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I've been really dreaming of having a house in an island.
I'll be there with you.
Okay. You know, and it's like, oh, wouldn't it be nice for me to have this quietness, you know, this small little tiny island that I can be there, you know, because in the winter, not that many people live in the islands in Greece. They all go to Athens. And in the summer, it gets busy, but who cares, you know? I just feel like I need to find that peace, you know, that peace place that, I mean, Sedona gives that to us. But for me, I have my mother here, you know, so it's really always,
I think that's important, exactly what you said, Zeffi. People need to find the peace
yeah,
within themselves. So it's like, find your own personal island within you
I
so that
agree.
you can tap into that peace so you're not caught up in it. It's the whole being in the eye of the storm where there's peace and calm and everything else is going around you. So yeah, it's an island within yourself.
Yeah, that's why I've been feeling as the observant. You know, I'm sitting and watching what's going on, but I'm doing my work. I constantly do my work, and it's interesting. You know, people can talk. I'm with some groups. I went to a birthday party the other day, and they were talking about spirituality, but it's not. They're afraid to dive in. People are afraid to dive in into their spiritual self, even if they know it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
then that's where we come in. It's
Yes,
like,
exactly.
we can hold your hand. We're not going to do the work for you, but we can be there supporting you.
Exactly.
So it won't be so frightening, so it won't be so scary. Yeah.
And yeah, and I started a big conversation about Mary Magdalene, and it was interesting how women just woke up, you know, their eyes and their ears kind of got, oh, really, Mary Magdalene? Well, yeah, we found out that she was like the wife of Jesus, and I said, yeah, I just came from this incredible trip, and I got to tell you, I know I'm shifting the conversation, but I connected with the gypsies, and I
love the
I know, it was such a beautiful connection.
Yeah.
And they told me all the little, I want to say secrets, and all the little things they do for Sarah Kali, you know, down in south of France, and about the Mary Magdalene. And it was so amazing because, you know, but then around me, it was that chaos. You know, it's like I was in that bubble again of our spirituality of ourselves. And then around us, it was the chaos. So it's very interesting to see that everywhere I go in Europe right now.
Yeah, yeah. So that's my best recommendation at this point, is find your island within yourself where you can retreat and find that peace, because otherwise it's really a challenge to stay in that.
Yeah, and be the observant instead of jumping into that spiral, into that vortex. Be the observant of what's going on, and feeling your peace and feeling your own calmness, so you don't jump in no matter what craziness is going on out there.
Right.
So,
stay on reactivity.
Yeah, I agree. And I have a couple other videos that I'm gonna put on as we're going on after, you know, I download it for us to see, and from south of France and from Greece. So I done a couple videos. I know.
I look forward to seeing those, but oh my goodness, I would have loved to have been with you on those.
And a couple of times I was wondering, where is Susan? You know, where is she, so I can talk to her, because I was in the island of Delos, which is, the whole island is all beautiful. The whole island is archaeological, you know, it's near Mykonos. And I was like, "Where's Susan, so we can do the energy of this place." It was amazing. But yeah, I will post them for our viewers, for everybody to see what, you know, a little bit of my adventures. So
yeah. I look forward to it. Yeah, I really do look forward to it.
So I guess what we have to tell you is, please stay in your center. I think we do have a little bit craziness going on at least to the end of June. And after July, things should ease off a little bit on the energy, but just stay tuned and we'll tell you what's going on. But right now, the toughest time is to like the end of June, for sure.
Yeah, I heard middle of July, but I'll take end of June. So yeah, keep your cool. Keep your cool.
Yeah, keep you cool. That's okay. You know, we'll see what happens on the 1st, because we have another week to talk to them.
Well, it's good to see you, Zeffi. Love you.
Love you too, and I will see you soon.
Yeah.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.